Good morning. I'm Karen. This is Runic Dreams Coaching and Tarot. I hope you all are doing well. Um, it is Tuesday. We're going to do our daily reading. I'm going to use the Runic Tarot today, taking a look at current situation and the influences around it. Is that loud? Anyway, keep in mind this is a collective reading. Let's get started here. One more shuffle and I'll cut the cards. It is raining here in Tennessee. Well, it's actually not raining this moment, but it did this morning and last night. Actually feels good. What do we need to know? I was in Southern California last week and it was hot. Super hot. Drier hot than I'm used to, but it was hot. Current situation, please. Okay, just a sec. Current situation. 3 of Wands. Present influence. 7 of Pentacles. Future influence. Magician. I got this really, when I sat this down, I got a feeling of pride. Like, being very proud of yourself and I did it type of feeling. I'm not sure we'll get to that in the reading, but that was my initial, I mean, it hit hard. Like, oh, what we don't see. Knight of Wands, what to look for. 7 of Wands, unexpected. 2 of Cups, challenge. Page of Pentacles. Okay, and a message came in. Just, I don't know if this is going to be in the reading, but don't focus too much on the past. Don't put a lot of energy into it. Strength. Queen of Cups. Where does this lead, please? King of Wands and a celebration. Advice. 4 of Swords. Tell me about the King of Wands. I'm going to pull a couple clarifiers. And the 4 of Wands. Bottom of the deck is the Empress. Okay, so I feel like there's got a lot of different suits here. But I mean, no, well, mostly ones, I guess. There is something really important to me here about comfort, or I feel like the situation has to do with you taking care of somebody, people. I almost don't feel like it's about yourself. There's a feeling of love here with the 2 of Cups and the unexpected King of Wands, 4 of Wands ending here. But the middle doesn't really feel like that. It feels more like a situation that may be kind of, something's in the works for sure, but I feel like it's more, this is more about the other side of life. So I do feel like there's a relationship involved here with these cards. The 3 of Wands in the current situation feels very much, I mean, this Empress definitely feels like taking care of things, taking care of people. But I feel like there's definitely this thing about don't forget about yourself. And I'm getting that especially too with that Seven of Wands, yeah, it's good to take care of people and it's good to comfort people, but you also need to take care of you. So when we get into this reading, the Three of Wands, there is definitely something brewing here, and I feel like there has been for a while. And it could be an off and on feeling. And that's why we kind of get it, then this card or that same kind of type of reading, and then it goes away into something else and then it comes back. I feel like that's kind of what's happening here. There is a feeling of, you know, things going well and then not so well and then well. And when I say not so well, it's just like they're not moving again. Like there feels to be a little bit of a stagnant part of this. But I feel like things are happening the way they're supposed to happen. The Three of Wands tells us the ships are coming in. And this does have to do with something that you've been working on regularly, with the Seven of Pentacles being in an influence position of, this is the energies that are surrounding you, and that is the taking care of something, long term. You can't create something if you spend, one full day 100% into it and then forget about it the rest. So this is something that you've definitely been working on, and you're going to see the benefits. And I feel like that comes in today, and that's the situation, is seeing the benefits of this. But in the future, I feel like this is the moment where you're not just seeing the ships come in, you realize everything you've done. And I do feel like this is an aha moment. It is like, since this is influence, I feel like it's you realizing that you can do so much more than you have been giving yourself credit for. And it is kind of a, see, I did it, but not to the world, to yourself. And it may be to the world, but it's more importantly to yourself. Like you go, okay, I have everything it takes. I can do this. The Knight of Wands, in what you don't see, there is some energy, and I'm going to pull clarifiers on this guy too, that's, I don't feel like this is going away. I feel like this is coming in, even though it's facing the other direction. And I'm really usually pretty, what is the Knight of Wands? Queen of Pentacles, Emperor. It could be facing away too. There's something here about some separation between two people. Queen of Pentacles and the Emperor. Again, neither one of those are necessarily gender specific, but there is a feeling of, I feel like this energy is changing. I feel like this Knight of Wands and what you don't see, if you're having any kind of sad feeling or feeling like maybe the situation is not progressing as you think it should, I think that energy is going away. And I feel like that Knight of Wands is the spark that does that. There's something here though that I really feel like there's something in the background. If this has to do with anybody in your life, you don't always know what's in their head, what's going on. If you're not part of their day-to-day life specifically, do you know what's happening on the other side of that? Do you know anything about that? I do feel like there is, I don't feel over sad when I see this Three of Swords, but I do feel like there's this feeling of not really lost, but kind of feeling like something's been lost. And I think that Knight of Wands reminds us that the energy's coming back around. And I feel like the Seven of Wands in the what to watch for is to take care of yourself. This is what I need. This is what I want. Look for that energy. But I feel like more importantly than having to stand up for yourself, it's looking for that within the situation. What is it bringing to you? Is it fulfilling your needs? And I'm not saying be selfish, because, we do need to be selfish. We only have ourselves, in really, but it doesn't mean that we should only think about ourselves. But at times, if it's a relationship, especially, is this the right relationship? Not that it's not worth giving. It's absolutely worth giving. But are you getting what you want out of this relationship? If it's a friendship, then that's different because sometimes it is a give and take. But always, but relationships should be that way. And I take that back. Sometimes they're not. I've had friends in my life that come and go, where it's either side of the coin, either me or them. They need that energy of that person at that time to help them through a situation. I feel like Spirit brings us people in specifically, sometimes even though they may not be long term, but for that moment. And and so sometimes we may give to them and we don't get back, but that's the way it's meant to be. And then vice versa, though, there should be maybe someone else the same way. It's kind of like the way life works, as far as, people that come and go in your life. It's, your good friends are your good friends and they stick around, but people that come and go, that can be what they're there for, just that moment. And that's what you're there for them. And that's when we have to look at the whole thing. That was a little bit deep, wasn't it? But anyway, I feel like this has something to do with that. Like, there's some times where it goes back and forth. The Two of Cups is in the unexpected. I do feel like you're realizing this relationship is really close, and I feel like it may feel kind of lost right in here with the energy that's happening. I feel like there's a feeling of like it's not happening. Two of Cups. Yeah, I feel like there's a feeling. Okay, so I got Nine of Pentacles, Seven of Swords, Ace of Wands. It feels to me kind of like it's a situation where someone wants to be or is very independent, but it doesn't mean that they don't need somebody in their life, right? So the Seven of Swords is like getting that all back. And then that Ace of Wands is taking charge again, So this is somebody. I definitely believe that. Whether it's love or friendship, I don't know. I feel like it's deeper. If it's a friendship, it's a really deep relationship. If it's romantic, it's heartfelt for sure. The Page of Pentacles, I do feel like, yeah, you need to look at the past, but don't work through the past too much because the past is gone. I got that because the Page of Pentacles is about focus. All the pages are learning. They're young. They're learning things. And the Page of Pentacles specifically focuses on really mastering skills. They put everything into what they're learning completely and totally. And they want a substantial outcome. And when I say substantial, something that's going to last a long time. They don't learn something on the fleeing. They want to really get better. But when I see it in the challenge, it's like there's something that you're working through that you're putting way too much energy into. And while it's good to put energy into things, some things you can't change or do anything about. And that's when you have to determine how much energy to give something. Your strength is the Queen of Cups. So, you're feeling very deeply about this situation. And that's a good thing. So in other words, it's not getting in your way. Don't think of your feelings or emotion as being weak or anything like that. Right now, they're your strength. The empathy that you have, and I feel like it's for this person, allows things to grow between the two of you and allows that other person to grow as well. There's something that you're giving to this situation that's extremely important, and it's coming from a very deep heart space. And I think it's really good. And then the King of Wands is where this leads. I feel like this is a level up. We got Temperance, 10 of Swords, 8 of Swords. I feel like there's the ending of... I feel like this king is a breakthrough. So whether it's another person or whether it's you, breaking through that stuck feeling. The Temperance, is like everything in balance, but that feels like that's ending and things are going to just kind of take off in a kind of a fiery kind of way with that King of Wands. It feels like a breakthrough to me. I feel like there's going to be some kind of breakthrough here as things move forward. But I mean, honestly, come on, the Four of Wands is where it leads after that, and that is definitely healing, or it's not healing. I was thinking Four of Swords. It's definitely celebration, but more importantly, when I see the Two of Wands or the Four of Wands in the cat deck and this deck as well, it's like a coming together, having that discussion, being face to face, and even if it's not face to face, it's understanding each other and having that conversation. And I think that's really super important. It's clarified with the Judgment, the Devil, and the Ten of Wands. I feel like it is a breakthrough. I think it's a breakthrough because the Judgment is the revitalization of something that you've really been, stuck on and wanting. And the Ten of Wands is you're celebrating that hard work that you put into it, So I do feel like this situation is there's a lot of deep stuff here with that Judgment, because to me, anytime I see the Judgment, I'm thinking very deep. I'm thinking very fated and very spiritual. And the Devil can be you being tied to this person in one way or another. But the Ten of Wands is the ending of the burden of, that weight or worrying about it, or whatever the burden is to you, that is coming to an end with that Four of Wands. And that's why there's a celebration, because it doesn't feel so burdened anymore. It feels like, okay, I understand this, or you get it. This whole coming together over here is really important. Your advice is the Four of Swords. I feel like this is the ending of the healing. Although we heal every day, we have to. I mean, all of us have been through enough stuff where healing kind of never stops. We don't focus on it 100% when we're doing well and things are going well, but we're always doing it. Just are, like we always are. But this is seeing that restful period come to an end, knowing that you can do what you can do, and then you have to just kind of let it go. And that's not saying that this situation is going away. It's the stuck feeling, or maybe the stress behind it, or anything. Because I do feel like with that Magician in the future influence is really you recognizing yourself for everything that you have and you've done. And I think that's really important here. A lot. And I think that's one of the most important cards. Because if we recognize our own growth and what we have behind us, that's what allows us to really, move forward in any situation. Even if this doesn't resonate at all, even if you have to force this influence of the Magician to some degree or other. In other words, when I say force, I mean meditate, journal, but about your accomplishments, so that you can recognize your accomplishments and what you've done and who you are and how you got there and all of those things, because we all have a story, and our story can be hard, but those are the best, because when you can make it through those hard times, you really have a story to tell too. I mean, we all do, but you know what I mean? I know that some of us go through a lot of hard times, and it seems like we're just like, is it just ever going to get any better? But look at where you've come through those hard times, and eventually that will kind of even itself out. So, know that too. Is there anything else we need to know? Justice. I mean, that's just having faith in the system, having faith in yourself that the right thing will happen. Know that Spirit's on your side. And I think sometimes with that, and I see this card come up, is what else do we need to know? Take a moment out and have gratitude, because the gratitude on occasion allows you to see the good that's coming in, takes your mind off of the things that you're focused on that you feel are not good, and allows you to see what is good. So anyway, that is our daily reading. I hope you enjoyed it. Take care. Have a beautiful day.